Okay, good to go. I got 6:31.
All right, call the order the village board meeting for the Village of Lisbon on Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. Roll call, please.
President Gerke,
Here.
trustee Vaughn,
Here.
trustee Quinn. Here. Trustee Beal.
Here.
Administrator Green. Clerk Capazzo is here and trustee Moonen is absent and excused.
We'll stand for the pledge of allegiance in a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's item 3, our citizens' comments. Citizens are invited to step up to the microphone and present any comments they'd like and limit their presentation to about 3 minutes. And you're all here for something on the agenda, so I assume you don't have anything. And there's no one on Zoom.
No one is present on Zoom to comment.
All right, we'll move on to item 4, which is the consent agenda. Dan, did we want to make a change here, or how did that?
Yeah, if you could look to remove, the agenda that was not voted on from the parks.
Oh, wow.
Have a full review.
Yeah.
Understand what we're going through, and then have that be a recommendation, so I would recommend that be removed from the consent agenda.
Yes. Okay.
I'll make a motion to remove item D.
I said that.
So is there a motion to approve the consent agenda A through C? Is that what the motion is?
Yeah, I'll remove D.
Okay. All right,
Yeah, that's fine. Approval of the consent
Approval of
agenda,
everything.
less item D.
Let's D.
And is that including planner and engineer and plan commission comments?
Yes.
so Rob made the motion and who seconded the motion?
I did.
All right. Motion's made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries for all. Item 5 is accounts payable. So 5A is authorize the payments of the one-click bills dated September 25th for the amount of $2,104.92. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Is there a motion to approve? Paula or Linda?
I will make a motion to approve as submitted. I second.
All right, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Okay.
Motion carries 3-0. And then 5B is authorize a payment to the remaining bills dated September 25th in the amount of $634,264.78 and October 3rd for $134,854.50.
The top 5 expenditures from September 25th are $250,806.59 to US Bank Corp. For credit card payments, $124,795 to Foreigner Asphalt, $76,669.14 to Waukesha County Treasurer, $39,769 to R&R Insurance, and $31,119.86 to Village of Sussex. And I have top 3 expenditures from 10/3 because it was a shorter week. $70,890.53 to Burke Truck and Equipment, $21,281.62 to Premier Building Inspections, and $15,987 to Municipal Property Insurance Co. Or MPIC.
I make a motion, we approve as presented.
Okay.
All right. Is there any
Rob,
Yep.
thank you.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries 4-0. On to item 6, which is the announcements and correspondence. The Public Works and Utility Committee meeting next Wednesday, the 15th, here at 5 o'clock at the Village Hall. Joint public hearing and plan commission on Wednesday, October 22nd at 6:30 at the Richard Young Fire Station. And that's a joint public hearing where between the village board
Yep,
and,
and
okay,
we've already confirmed that we will have a quorum of the village board.
all right, it's great. Parks Committee meeting, Wednesday, November 12th at 5 o'clock before the village board meeting here at the Village Hall. And then the, budget public hearing and village board meeting Wednesday, the 12th at 6 o'clock. So the public hearing will start at 6 o'clock, which is a half an hour ahead of our normal village board meeting time. And then right after that, we'll roll into the village board meeting.
And that's a joint, so do you need somebody from,
So that's the public,
do you need the extra?
the
person?
public hearing, that's the village board.
Oh, okay,
The
okay,
the
but yeah,
public,
yeah.
the public,
okay.
Don't we have to put something in here for the utility for November as well? The
That's
20th?
first one.
I know, but then you have the dates for
so this takes us
Sure.
up to the next village board meeting.
11, 12, 11, 12. Okay. Oh, it's
So
just
it'll be
20.
the week after.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Any other announcements or correspondence to note?
Mm-mm.
All right, we will move on to the administrator's report. Dan.
Sure, just a few things. GFL notified us that they will be changing some of the pickup days for a portion of the residents, not all, I would say about 10% or less. So staff is working with GFL on how we are going to notify those who are affected. And so we'll get that information out to you as soon as we have the finalized schedule or the finalized changes. We had the recycling event and tire roundup that took place September 25th. Nick stated the attendance was a little lower than other years that we've had, especially with the tire roundup. That's tires,
Shoot.
bless you, tires, GFL does take up to 4 tires, so that might be a part of the reason why we're seeing less and less of that. So we might want to look at that event and see if that might need to be changed. Wanted to just remind everyone, the budget public hearing, I know it's on the agenda already, but it is scheduled for November 12th at 6 PM. So make sure you're here for that a little early that day. Staff right now is working on new signage for Village Hall and for the fire and highway department. So we want to make sure it says Village Hall out front instead of town. The one out here is going to be a 2-sided, so it won't face this way, it'll face sideways. And then we're going to have it lit on both sides, so it'll look really nice. The one at the fire department will be 1-sided, but it'll have our logo and then it'll state highway department and fire station number. I believe that's number 30 over there.
There's no electricity down there now, is there?
There is, yeah.
There
So
is,
there's one light. They might have to splice it and then
Okay.
to provide another light there. I'm working with Hallquist Stone on trying to get a stone slab for the Business East Business Park. So he's coming up with prices right now, and I've discussed the size of the slab. Yeah, it's gonna be on, I don't know what you call them, pilings. So it'll be a cement slab and then pilings, then they'll have to crane it down on top. But that'll be paid for out of the TID, but I think we do have an easement on the Forester property that we're trying to figure out the logistics of where that is. So and then staff this week or last week worked on getting all the inspection billings out for the fire department inspections. So far, just a few minor calls here and there on square footage or duplicate billings because this is our first go at it. But so far it's going somewhat smoothly. So hopefully by next year it'll be seamless. So and that's my report.
Thank you.
Anyone have any questions for Dan? All right, we'll move on to new business. 8A is discussion and necessary action regarding an authorization to for the sale of the 2010 Peterbilt plow truck.
So you saw one of the top expenditures was a payment to Burke. That's the final payment for a truck that we ordered, I want to say a year and a half ago. They're picking that truck up this week. And so with the new truck now here, we can get rid of the oldest truck we have in our fleet, which would be that 2010 Peterbilt plow truck. We intend to list it on the auction site. So I'm just requesting permission to sell it. I'm not putting a price that you guys really have to determine. Me and Nick will look at it and then determine what that reserve cost will be. the bucket's not in the greatest of shape, so we're probably looking at super high dollar amount, but we're still looking in the range of like 15 to 20,000.
How many miles are on it?
I don't know, probably not that many. Plow trucks don't usually put a ton of miles on. It's more just the wear and tear that's the issue, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would just look for a motion to authorize, the administrator to sell the 2010 Peterbilt plow truck.
I make the motion for the administrator to sell the 2010 Peterbilt plow truck.
One second.
Right, any additional discussion? Nothing we can do about that, huh? All right, so there's no additional discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. 8B is discussion and necessary action regarding authorization for the administrator to spend up to $30,000 for geotechnical borings related to the Lisbon Water Project.
Yeah, this is a request from Strand. This is all part of the water study that they're determining how we can get that water extended down Town Line Road and Oak Decay for the well guarantee area of Land and Stone. So the 30,000, I would request the board increase that amount to 40,000. It didn't have the quotes in from the geotechnological companies that do these borings. And the first one came in today and it was 35,000. So I want to just make sure that we're authorizing me enough to spend the money. These have to be done to determine the soils, determine the bedrock underneath, to figure out, you know, what the logistics are of actually putting those water pipes into the ground. The cost will be coming from the quarry fund that we have the funds for. So my request would be that the motion as such, to authorize the administrator to spend up to 40,000 for geotechnical boring related to LSP water expansion project.
Is there a motion to that effect?
I make a motion to that effect.
Is there a second?
One second.
Is there any additional discussion? Paul, looks like maybe you had a question or?
I'm just letting that run around through my brain. So that, I mean, that's not coming out of our budget. That's part of the money that Landon puts aside for,
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
And they will be giving us an update in the December meeting as far as where they've gotten to so far. Right now, they're working on narrowing that scope so that the contingency scope goes from a 30% to a 10%. But the more you narrow your scope, the more work you have to do to know exactly what you're doing. So they should have that narrowed down by the time they come to the board in December to give an update.
okay. All right, no, I'm good. Thank you.
All right, any additional discussion?
Mm-mm.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries 4-0. Item 8C is discussion and necessary action on ordinance 2025-11 to conditionally rezone Lisbon parcel 0161.999.010 from R1 to B3. As noted here, the plan commission did approve this 6-1.
So
Anything?
the reason this one did not get placed on the consent agenda with the other items that came from the planning commission, is it's because of they did it subject to planner and engineer comments, as well as if the project does not get approved for a conditional use permit and site plan of operation within the next 12 months, then the rezone will not go through. So that's why this was done separately as opposed to the consent agenda, because we wanted to be able to point that out to the board. But they did recommend approval.
And the applicant is here, if you had any questions for him, but I think, I mean, this has been debated heavily at multiple meetings, and there's only one person who voted opposed, but it was not necessarily
It was due
Oh,
to
the
procedure, not to the
process,
project.
Right, right.
And do we think 12 months will be sufficient time for that?
Yes.
Okay.
And why?
That's relatively standard when large scale developments come in piecemeal. And it's because they just want to make sure that the developer sees the project through to completion.
Okay,
And they're not doing a rezone for this project that opens it up to other developments that may or may not fit that area. And that's
where
why they're
is the
basing it-
area?
Highway
it
Q
is
by Quick
on-
Trip.
Pardon me?
Highway Q just west of Quick Trip.
Okay,
I think at the very last page. which you-
Oh. okay,
And that's just cornfield right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is farm.
okay. I got it.
So we asked for approval, subject to plan commission recommendations.
Rob, you're on the plan commission. You know this pretty well. Do you want to make a motion? or-
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve that based on planning commission recommendation.
I'll second.
All right. Is there any additional discussion?
Do they have any idea? Can we ask what it's for? What they're gonna put there?
The plan is to do, first stage would be self-storage. Second phase would be like a contractor condo.
Okay,
Lawn and yard, lawn business puts their tractors on
okay,
a shed
Okay.
type of thing.
all right, thank you.
Any additional discussion?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
That's-
hearing, Right.
Motion by Rob, second by Paula.
hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. That motion carries. Item 8D is discussion and necessary action regarding the potential sale of a vacant village-owned parcel in the Lisbon Business Park East. You want to step on up and so this is on the agenda tonight for closed session for us to talk about this, but yet, the potential, potential buyer, but you're representing the buyer. Would like to kind of give some background information and maybe, make yourself available to answer any questions that we might have. We will not have that opportunity after we go into closed session, obviously.
My name is Devin Pittman. I'm with Bryan Building Corp. and 3885 North Brookfield Road, Brookfield, Wisconsin. We have been engaged by a potential client that to expand their facilities. They're currently located in Milwaukee. We identified this site as a potential for them if we, if the village is willing to sell, and we would be planning to, you have the site plan. They would want to have initially a 60,000 square foot building built. There's expansion up to 30,000 square feet. They have 85 employees operating on 2 shifts. I think Friday through Saturday. And then they work in, it's a manufacturing support, so they deal in metal and metal coating. So we would just be asking at this, at this time for you guys to consider the potential sale, so we can tell them that this is a viable site that can be developed for them. So if there's any other
Right.
questions surrounding that or further insight that I can give, I'm happy to do so prior to you entering closed session.
So Dan and I met with the developer and last week, we've got more information to provide in closed session. But if there's any, I'm not saying we're gonna have all the answers to the questions, but if you have anything else, big picture wise, this is the time to ask. Right, is that how you would kind of kept this down?
I guess my only question would be if it's gonna be metal coating stuff, is there any environmental issues that can arise from this?
No, it's very clean manufacturing. Right now, they're in the Pewaukee Business Park, and they don't have, there's no, like noxious chemical kind of associated smells, if that's what you're thinking, like, or emissions, I mean, and I mean, given, the current regulations that surround any kind of manufacturing, that's controlled for already. It's legislated that, this needs to maintain certain sort of environmental standards.
Okay.
And even if we do reach an agreement on the sale of the property, it would presumably be contingent upon plan commission approval of the plan of operations and everything else, so. We have that saying as well.
This is definitely step one, so I mean, we would anticipate coming back over, the course of this winter and into the spring for, any other additional approvals, be it, plan commission, or if there's a conditional use or anything that's determined, during the course of, the discussions, and I think this step, if approved, then we can, share who it is, and it'd be a little bit, we should be able to share more information at that time, but right now it's really exploratory and based on, your opinions.
So,
And the zoning is M2, and just from what they've described and what she's described, it does fit the M2 zoning, so.
Okay. Thank you.
the time, it's
you.
one question then, so the timing that you just laid out there was a little bit different than what was expressed previously.
Okay.
Has there been an update? So we were under the impression that there was a desire to have full approvals in place by early December.
Yeah, I mean, we'd do that, but we wouldn't be able to start construction until April.
Sure.
I mean,
Right.
we like to get things done quickly, but we would have some time as far as planning is concerned, to work this out. So I think that what they need though is some sort of assurance that this sale will go through so that we can really focus on doing the design portion of the site, because that does incur quite a lot of cost, so,
Right.
that's-
Are you looking at other properties as well, or is this kind of the?
They are looking at a property in Sussex. But have circled this one as the one that they want to pursue.
Thank you.
Very good.
All right, thank you for
Thanks.
coming.
Mhm.
All right, so we are done with the new business and the open items, so we will move on to item well, the 3 items under closed session 9. Do I need to read all of? Are we voting on them together
Just
and
read all 3 of them and then you vote to go in closed session.
for all 3? Okay, go ahead.
All right, item 9, closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute subsection 19.85 sub 1 sub G for the purpose of conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved, more specifically regarding the Jones lawsuit. And pursuant to WISSTAT 19.85 sub 1 sub E for the purpose of deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session, more specifically regarding the potential sale of vacant village-owned land at Business Park East, and pursuant to WISSTAT 19.85 sub 1 sub C for the purpose of considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, more specifically regarding the administrator's evaluation. Do we have a motion to adjourn into closed session?
I make a motion to adjourn into closed session.
There you go.
All right, so we'll do a roll call
Second.
vote.
Roll call vote. Trustee Beal,
Yes.
trustee Quinn,
Aye.
trustee Baum,
All right.
President Gerke.
Aye.
4-0, we are going into closed session at 6:55 PM. Give me just a moment to stop the recording and then we will close the doors.